In today's episode of Topic Circles, we are talking about autism spectrum disorder, and we have an alumni here who is going to share with us his understanding of autism spectrum.
This is Mohawk Valley's Topic Circles.
Hi, Kyle.
Hello, Tamara.
I was wondering if you could explain a little bit about your disability and how you remember understanding it.
Okay. So when I became self-aware of my disorder, unfortunately it was in high school. Kids can be kind of cruel. I noticed the difference between when when people are laughing with you instead of at you. In this case, they were laughing at me. Mm-hmm. That was when I started doing my own research and found that I had Asperger's syndrome disorder. Unfortunately, because I had to adapt to my situation, I started looking into an actor, Patty Considine. He's an actor who is on the spectrum, and he actually fooled a lot of people with the fact that he was on the spectrum by acting and emulating other people's behaviors. So when I started doing that, people started to talk to me more. But that was only because I was hiding a part of myself that I didn't want people to know about. And as a result, there was a lot of resentment toward that.
So you had some difficulties understanding social situations.
It was a lot of challenges. There were social deficits. I had repetitive thoughts, and I even had learning delays. Mm-hmm. I would have to say getting into engineering classes, because if people think you're smart, then they won't think you're stupid or think that there's something wrong with you. But there's only so much of you can hide before people start getting wise of it. I was called a lot of names in high school. Honestly, a lot of kids who are people who are considered odd or weird, they're singled out, which is kind of a shame.
When you were here, that was kind of a start for you. It was a change for you. It was out of high school and moving into college. What would you give other people with autism? And do you have any ideas or suggestions you'd want? Or where did you go? You were here and then you went on and you're now... Most of my career experience is electrical engineering. So ergo, I am an electrical engineer, but my schooling was biomedical engineering. Okay. People all mask. We all try to come across in different ways and things like that. So I think that is something that we all do. But I think you're talking about a different level of that. And how did you get through some of that? How did you...
Honestly, what got me through it was honestly getting into athletics. Honestly, the fact that I wasn't singled out as much, because people can't really single you out or make fun of you if you run faster than them. So being in cross country and track in high school, that helped out a lot. I would even say even music helped out a lot. I listened to a lot of aggressive music, but it was a very good release because I wasn't lashing out at other people. In fact, it gave me a very level head when it came to handling stressful situations. Everyone's remedy is different, but honestly, the thing that got me through it all was finding the right people. My friendships, I would say I have better friendships than I had in the past. A lot of that, when I started making the right friends, that was when I stopped hiding myself, and people started to understand why I hide myself. Through experiences, there were a lot of, like I was discussing, there were learning delays, social deficits, repetitive thoughts. Those ended up being advantages, because with learning delays, everyone who's in engineering, it's all new to them. Granted, I have to do more work outside of school, but a lot of the work that I put into learning stuff becomes more permanent because it's just ingrained and becomes a part of you. And that's honestly the best part of being an engineer, is that you can remember complex ideas and you can pull them out of your head and come up with a solution. And then the social deficits, a lot of it, it was difficult to understand how to socialize, but once you kind of understood how to do it, if it's one thing I've learned, be okay with making mistakes, be okay to fail, because like that person you talk to who thinks, oh, you're a weirdo or you're overly clingy or like just whatever negative adjective they can think of, eventually you will find the right people. And when they do, they will make you a stronger and better person. I would even name drop a couple of people. People probably wouldn't know who they were until I told them to like Google them or something. But they are just some incredible people. I mean, honestly, as I got older, one friendship that I gained was a friendship with my brother. And he ended up becoming one of my biggest supporters in my success. I mean, he helped me out with 3D printing design of various projects that I've done. But yeah, I mean, honestly, like if I were to summarize how I remedied my struggles, it was definitely athletics, it was engineering school, it was finding the right friends, and not only that, the right career path. Finding a career path that gives you a brighter outlook on your life, but not only that, but finding the hobbies that propel you into the right career field.
You have to like what you do.
Like honestly, the best part about 3D printing and Arduino microcontrollers is that they have tutorials for understanding how to program, but how you program it is up to you. So there comes the creativity. And the creativity that I had to have to build the prosthetic arm took a lot of outside the box ideas based on your experiences with working with the tool. But honestly, I've gotten a lot more job interviews ever since I started playing with my Arduino. And getting an Arduino microcontroller, you can teach yourself how to program, you can teach yourself about electrical engineering. I mean, not only that, but when you understand what your strengths are, move toward them. I mean, back in June of 2021 to June of 2022, I bought myself like 3 electrical engineering books. I bought myself Practical Electronics, which does a great job of teaching you everything you need to know about electrical engineering, basically the Rosetta Stone, which can allow you to read higher level electrical engineering textbooks and understand what they're saying, because you already have that learning curve. So like you already hit that part of the learning curve, and it's a lot easier to reach that point because you're at a certain point.
It sounds like you soak up everything there is about engineering, and that you're highly intelligent, obviously, and everything. So I think it's really important to think about that, that the intelligence has always been there. It's more the social and the how do I intertwine and work within employment, college.
And I would have to say though, honestly, like when you find the right people, and you find, like, honestly, what helped me to learn how to speak better was brain training. Like I remembered I got myself the app Elevate, and I just started doing these like silly little games, but they actually had like mental or intelligence scores, and like I can read better than I did before. I can talk better than I did before. I don't have as many words on my mouth, like not like on the tip of my tongue, like those types of like concepts. Like not knowing exactly what to say, knowing exactly what to say at that moment, and having the conversation to continue to flow.
And most people don't have to think about that in that detail. And I think it's different for somebody who's on the spectrum. Do you agree with me, or I don't know? What do you think?
Could you? I was looking at something else.
I think that sometimes other people don't really think about that type of thing, as far as, you know, having to think so much about what to say and how to do things. So do you think that's part of the spectrum?
I think that is actually part of it. There is some like obsessions or routines. Like when you can have like an obsessive routine, but like it's a routine that benefits you, like whether that's having an obsessive routine about your exercise, your diet, or the memorization of facts, or like just
the positive parts of life.
Yes, being like, honestly, like I think one of the most important things is here's the thing: employment is temporary. It always has been. I mean, in the long and short of it. But what you're always going to remember are your experiences. Did you go out of your comfort zone to get to a certain place or to see a friend? Yes. Then be proud of that. Or And
what would you say to a student that was starting at MBCC with autism? Do you have any final words or anything like that you would want to say to them or give them advice?
I would say find your support network. Having a good support network is what's going to get you through it. I mean, your family is part of that. I mean, your friends, if you still have them from high school, definitely keep them in touch. But not only that, but don't be afraid to make new friends. Join clubs. Go see other people. Just be yourself. And if people decide to be mean to you, leave them. Leave them, because you will be better for it, because they never deserve to be around someone like you.
Thank you.
Not a problem.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
It was very touching.
Comes from experience.